All right, welcome to I guess a happy new year.
Yes, Happy New Year.
As you all can see, I am now Mexican. Make this about myself real quick. But what did you do over the New Year's?
I went to Saitama and got drunk.
I was about to say Bish. Bish. Uh I'm in Saitama. Why didn't you why didn't you say nothing?
I guess I could have.
Oh,
My friend lives there, so I went to their place.
okay. All right. All right. See, you only have one friend in Saitama, and it's not the Mexican avatar guy. I see. Okay.
I
Um
mean, they're Latina. Does that count?
what? And they're my people? Of course. There's a saying in Mexico about the worst enemy of a Mexican is another Mexican. Is what happens. But okay, that's good. Drunk? Were you all right? Like, how long did you like? Did it take a while to recover? We're kind of old,
uh, yeah, it took a little bit to recover because I drank most of a bottle of wine. So,
bruh.
because I'm not about that chew high life.
That's like, but okay. Yeah, it's better than Chew High, but it's still just like a bunch of sugar on top of alcohol sugar. Is it not?
Oh no, it was a bunch of sugar because it was dessert wine.
Mm. Well, do you have any? The first thing I thought was like, do you have any like New Year's resolutions for that? Because I would be thinking I'm dying if I did all that. Pretty sure.
Oh no, my New Year's resolution is to study Japanese.
Oh man.
I'm being a good kid this year.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I don't
How
know.
about you? What'd you do?
I don't. I worked. I was like, I don't remember, but then now I remembered that I worked. So
Oh, that's depressing.
yeah, it was. It was. There's something. I don't know. It's funny, not all time is equal. Maybe one of the easiest examples is on the weekend. 3 hours, let's say 5 hours in the middle of the week and 5 hours in the middle of the weekend are totally different. They hold different values. It's a kind of a weird concept. And certainly like New Year's, like those few hours, like people are out there having fun, doing stuff. The same amount of time passes, but it's a totally different kind of time. That being said, if I had drunk wine, uh, dessert wine, whatever that is, and I'm assuming you guys also probably had like yummy desserts as well, I would have,
Of course.
I would have had like my New Year's resolution would have immediately been to just not drink. Pretty sure. Sugar messes me up bad, bro. Can't do it.
I don't, to be fair, I'm an old lady. I don't drink that often. I shouldn't have drank that much wine. And on top of that, ate a bunch of sweets.
Yeah, there's no how was the Latina? How did the Latina fare?
She did not drink nearly as much as me. She was smart. Also, she's younger. She should have drank more.
Nice. She's just watching Senpai get blasted.
Pretty much.
Man, that's cool. Yeah, no, I did eventually celebrate though. I got a yearly tradition. I got like a kind of like a foster family out here that who took me in under their wing, and then I went over to their place and then proceeded to debate all manner of topics with the what would you call it? The person who's going to inherit the family treasures or something. I don't know. Wealthy family type stuff. But
The eldest son.
oh yeah, there you go. The eldest son. Yeah, just debated that bro. Made him look like a fool with my broken Japanese. He knew. He knew. And it got weird though, because everybody, like Japanese people, are very what's that word when you're not direct,
They're
non.
very indirect and non confrontational.
Yeah, that one. So, but me and this guy, we go way back, so we were just debating and arguing. And I mean, I didn't take it as arguing. I realized as well recently that a lot of topics I just kind of take as it's kind of like a sport to me. I realize I like debates and logical fallacies and stuff like the same as like a soccer player, as someone who likes soccer. I mean, because other people just get like emotional real quick. Like this dude just kept coming at me, like he literally physically kept getting closer and closer and closer until I was like, I had to go back, or because I didn't want to make it like a whole like BL Yowie in front of the whole family. Had to like he basically had me like pinned up against the wall. It was eventually I stopped though. I was like eventually I realized it was really dumb. I was like the only way to get him to stop from coming at me is I got to come towards him. And I was like this is how we're starting it. This is how we're starting the year 2026 full yaoi. Oh, actually, did you know that yaoi is pronounced yaoi? What?
Yeah. And I
What?
never pronounce it like that.
What? Anyways, So yeah, I got to eat a little bit and live a little. But then actually, then I went back to work that same night. So I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, see, I had time off. That's why I got drunk.
Yeah, I've had maybe that's what it is. Just did not have much time off. But it's awkward because when you're living out here, you're always not always, but oftentimes you're out of sync with the rest of the calendar. Like about the only time you're in
Mm.
sync with the Japanese calendar is probably around New Year's because a lot of companies like just kind of give up on making the gaijin work. Most of them, not all of them, but most of them will. So I don't know. Are you usually in sync the rest of the year?
No, I have to say probably not. Although I guess, yeah, a lot of my, like, as I call it, my big girl job is usually in sync with the Japanese calendar.
Hmm.
But we get some extra days off because they're like, you're gonna leave or go hang out in your home country for a bit. So we get some extra time off around like Christmas and New Year's.
Hmm. That's good.
But you remember English school life, they don't care at all. Work until you drop.
They'll like make you work specifically on holidays. Like they'll be like, this is when all of our customers who are a lot of them it seems like some of them, not a lot of them, but like some of them will like pay to they're paying how do I put this? They're paying for like friendship almost. Does that make sense? I don't know. Was that your
Yeah,
experience?
they're paying for friendship. Some feel like they're paying for therapy.
True, true, true.
Like, I could tell stories about English teaching. I shouldn't, but I could tell stories about English teaching.
Yeah, it's so vicious that it's like we have like patient confidentiality after a while. That's what it feels like. Um, man, I just maybe like we should just be like hostess, but I guess you have to be like super attractive to do that. But it's basically that job, I imagine, except for like no drinking.
Although the drinking would probably get more talking.
Ugh, you're right. You're right.
There's nothing worse than when you're sitting there and they're like, I don't want to talk about anything. It's like, but it's English speaking lesson. What do I
Yeah.
do now?
I mean, I just yap. I just hard. I mean, that's what I'm doing right now. I was truly I
Yeah, but
was
true, you can
made.
start talking.
Yeah, I was truly made for some kind of job that involves yapping. For sure. But
Speaking of yapping,
mm,
I got two topics for you. One
uh,
is old and one is a bit newer. Shall
let's
we go old first?
yeah. Let's set the oldness behind us. Let's do that.
So this is old. There's already been an apology, but because you are Mexican,
What the?
I do want your take on this.
Oh.
So, British baker's criticism of Mexican ugly bread. So he said all Mexican bread is ugly and that Mexico does not have a bread culture.
Huh. Well, does he have beautiful bread at his bakery at least? Are there pictures?
The pictures are not of his bread, so I think it's not. But all of Mexico rose up against him.
It just doesn't make like you can trace like Hong Kong and Chinese bread culture and a lot of countries in Asia literally to Mexico. So like to say Mexico doesn't have any bread culture. Obviously this was related to Chinese immigrants. Yeah, and
But
I think Mexican bread though like at least what like most food has been poisoned in the last couple of decades. Like Mexican bread does have like a taste, like kind of dryness to it that I can't really.
mm,
But I think I would say like it's more like a rusticness of it. In fact, actually, here's a proof that Mexican bread is has exists as a cultural icon. Melon bread is literally a ripoff of like the Mexican concha, and that also came into Asia from Mexico, from what I've heard. So,
the thing that kills me, and this is why I brought up this article, is like bread is one of those things that has spread all over the world, and many places have like their own bread culture. And like Mexico, literally, like he went to Mexico because there's a growing like artisanal bread scene.
mhm.
So like to walk into someone's house and say, y'all got bad bread just seems wild to me when
Man,
you're going there to make bread with them.
I'm sure I could easily do like a montage, find a montage of just British food in general, and they
Probably.
would not look good on this. But even if
But I mean,
we even if we focus it on bread though, I mean I've literally seen fucking fried slice of bread in between bread. Of course there were also like beans and blood. They got like that one like blood puck. Have you seen that? I don't know what it's called.
the blood is it blood sausage or is it something different?
It might be blood sausage, Diddy blood. They got like a Diddy blood puck, and then like I saw like again fried slice of white bread shoved in between two non-fried breads, along with like beans, like gooey ass beans, and like anyways. If going on their bread, their respect for bread, if I base it off literally fried slice of white bread used in the middle of a white bread sandwich, it's not looking good. I don't know.
I would say so. But it's just one of those things. And I think it's really an interesting thing for us to talk about, mostly because being immigrants ourselves, right? Like, we try not to like walk in the door and go, like, your shit sucks.
The only time I ever talked direct shit about something along those lines in Japan was I had it hyped up to me that was it anko, like
Uh,
anko pan was like supposed to be like super sweet and delightful and a treat. But when I first came to Japan, my my sensitivity for sweets was totally off the charts. So like or maybe whatever the opposite is. It was in a black hole basically. Basically American stuff is so sweet that I mean they'll gradually just keep increasing the sweetness. If you talk to a European, not just a Japanese person, but mainly Europeans especially, like if you at least once upon a time, I don't know if they caught up, it's very likely. But you would show them like the breads and the like chocolate bars and stuff like this that we have in the States, and they would just be like too sweet for them. So yeah, when I tried the uncle bread out here, it just tasted like mushroom. Like there was zero sweetness detected. My tongue was totally broken. My like what you call it? My taste buds were totally fried, and it was just terrible. And I was like, what the hell was that? Like and also of course I had it hyped to me, but yeah, I've been complaining about the lacking of sweetness in the anko bread. Even actually during the New Year's party, I brought it up, and then one of them was like, "Dude, I don't even like anko." One of the patriarch of the family was like, "I don't even like anko either, and it's never been sweet to me either." So I was like, "Okay," but
I
yeah.
mean, it is sweet for what it is, being unsugared beans. But
First off,
yeah, it's not sweet enough.
how are beans sweet at all? Let's
That's a
start
good
there.
question. I
Let's
can't answer it.
let's start there. Like I get it, it's carbs. Like if you I guess if you just like leave carbs to like melt in your mouth and like you just masticate it like a cow and don't swallow it, I guess eventually it just starts tasting sweet. But at least
Maybe.
at least I'd be inhaling that stuff. So what was the apology like? That British guy's apology.
Uh, he apologized on Instagram,
Mm.
which is always, a side of doing things right.
Hmm.
And basically, I think it looks like everyone kind of ignored it. They're like, "You're a guest," but he was like, "I made a mistake and I regret it."
I'm not sure what was he.
But I mean,
I need to see this guy. I
I
need
mean,
to read
here's
his
the
aura.
thing. The thing is, it's like, what was the mistake, bro? Was it because you talk shit about Mexicans in Mexico?
That's a mistake for sure.
Or is it because you learned about Mexican bread and realized that, like, there's more than just one type of bread in Mexico?
British man. I'm gonna look up British man bread apology. Let's see what pops up. Let me see.
It should pop up. It's old, but it's not that old, from last month.
If it's the, I'm assuming this is not a stock picture. It can't. It has to be a stock picture. Let me look up him. It was just like some like It is. He's just like some hipster looking dude.
Of course, it's a hipster.
Man, you're right. Well, I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting a hipster. You know what the worst part is? He could almost look Mexican. So he, he might he might have a connection. Man,
You might want to look at his past.
yeah, he might want to do one of them DNA tests. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to read his aura, but all I see is a profound sadness. So I'm gonna stop
That's
bullying
just
him.
the hipster.
I'm gonna stop bullying him at that point.
All right, so let's go on to new news. This one's gonna be real fun, and by real fun, I'm doing this just to hopefully outrage you.
Oh, okay. All right.
So, as you know, we're sitting here in Japan, and there's all this rage about tourists and tourist issues.
True.
And so, one of the things is, should prices increase for tourists? And one ramen
Yeah.
restaurant said yes. And their English menu prices are nearly double the Japanese ones.
Double.
Yeah, so basic ramen, Japanese price 864 yen, English price 1,500.
Just call it quits, dog. Just call it. Just because I know in his heart he knows that's messed up. There's no way. There's no way. Okay, it makes sense if you try thinking like inflation and you're thinking dollars and you're thinking all this stuff, but your mind doesn't go there unless you're already desperate. I know this for sure. Like you don't start thinking about like, hey man, I could charge them a little more if I, it's very akin to the visa renewal situation. Well, my Tamagotchi wants food. I bought a Tamagotchi. Okay, but it's very similar to the visa situation. It's like what you were saying, like the salaries aren't equivalent, where it's
Yeah.
like yeah, we're gonna bring up all the prices, but yeah, it's like if you do that in the U.S., like you could be making like 60 to 120K when you roll up in there. Out here, you're gonna bring up all the prices, like the visa renewal prices, but most people be making on from like 2 million to like 3.5 million tops or something the first year. So
I
I
think,
yeah.
although the thing is, and the reason I brought this up is like, I think most places think they'll get away with it because they think that like, all foreigners don't read Japanese. Although they say that, like, oh, well, if you read Japanese, you don't have to pay the extra cost. And like, bro, I read enough Japanese to order, but I don't look Japanese at all. If I go to the restaurant, no one's handing me the Japanese menu or asking me which one I want. They hand me straight English.
Yeah, for sure. Nah, I'm telling you, it's a sign of desperation. Like the guy should just close up shop, or he should just bite, or he should just like bring up the price for everybody. And if he has locals, then he should just do it like really seedy, where he'll he'll offer like a membership to the locals, and the locals can use like a kind of discount or something. Like at least be like sneaky about it. Be like Illuminati about it versus
I
like
guess.
I would do something like that if I was like trying to do that. But if that, but see, I wouldn't do that unless I was struggling. Like if I just never been that greedy. Maybe I'm just lacking greed. Maybe if I were greedy and more intelligent, I would just be doing this by default. But I don't know. What would you do?
Yeah, I think you have a good point about like the lacking of greed because I probably wouldn't increase the price um just for like, see, here's my thing. I wouldn't increase the price for people who don't speak Japanese, or I guess in my case if I was like doing it for people who don't speak English, cuz I just feel like you're going to get caught.
Mm,
And when you get caught, like, you, just like what happened to this guy, the press doesn't look good on it.
mm-hmm.
And like, he dances around a lot going, it's not discrimination, but let's be real. You did this because you assume no foreigner speaks Japanese
it, it's
and that you're going to make money or that all foreigners are tourists.
it's literally the definition of discrimination because you're discriminating between two groups of people. But I guess they probably would have used the word like sabetsu or something. But I mean,
Well,
even sabetsu means like discrimination, like separating, kind of separating by yeah separating.
well,
So
let me give you a quote, and this is why I said that.
mhm.
We're not differentiating prices based on nationality,
Okay,
but by whether or not customers can understand Japanese. It's not like we're setting a price for foreigners.
that's such a cap. It's so cap. It's so cap. Like because okay, to what degree does one need to know Japanese? Like not all Japanese people can read all kanji. Like what are we talking about? Like at a certain point, if it comes down to, well, it's just like because if it's like comes down to like, well, you have to be native again. Like there are native people who, especially actually, and I've seen it more clearly as the longer I stay here. Like not everybody is totally literate per se when it comes to the wide variation of Chinese characters out here. Um,
Well, that's because you don't really need it. In English, there's a thing called functionally literate or
mhm,
functionally illiterate. I have to check, like, because it's been a while since I've done like reading recovery stuff or heard from my mom about it.
mhm.
But like, you can get by with not a high level of literacy
Yeah,
in most cases because you're not right. You're not reading the Nikkei every day.
yeah, and it's
I guess I should say that's a fancy newspaper.
I mean, I'm like that already. Where I mean, it was kind of my fault for being an idiot. Someone had a technique where you learn all the Chinese characters, and then later, you learn all the Chinese characters, what they mean, and then later you learn the readings for it. And I was like, oh, let me
Uh-huh.
try that. And then I did it, and like now I know like a lot of the meanings, but then I don't know how to read them. So like my brain is like not lost, but my mouth is super lost. So
Oh yeah, doing remember the kanji and then not doing the other part probably doesn't help.
that's what it was. Yeah. So
Because I did it too, but I did it after learning like a lot of kanji. So I just learned how to write.
now I started with that, and I was because I was also taking Chinese class at the time. So
uh,
I was like two birds with one stone. I'm not even gonna focus on the reading, but yeah, that kind of bit me. But no, but
but I wanted to do.
I talked to someone who reads a lot of books out here, a Japanese guy, and he was saying like I can't even read a lot of these things, and I was like, oh okay, so
It's just it's too many kanji and there's too many combinations.
yeah,
Because you want to really trip up a Japanese person, and this is not to be rude or mean or anything, but just point at a character and go, "What's the onyomi? What's the kunyomi?"
right,
Because that is miserable.
yeah, it's definitely that functional literacy thing.
But one of the things I wanted to go into is like if you look at these menus. So, for example, this guy probably would have gotten away with it longer if someone hadn't been nosy because it's a vending machine ramen shop.
Mm,
And so like they took pictures of both screens to show the different prices. And
mm,
the one that actually got me was like they said that like the menu is different in English and Japanese. And it's like, okay, but it has to be meaningful different. Like for example, they sell a classic ramen. It's 1,110 yen, but the English price is 2,050.
oh.
But it's the same ramen.
But they like changed the name, made it slick.
Nope.
Oh okay, well then
That's the thing that kills me is they didn't change the names, they just translated the names and then they claim that it's
I
different.
would rather pay double than to be called Latinx. I would I would pay triple even. Just I was gonna say just call me a slur dog, but then I was like, wait, don't call me that one slur, the Latinx slur. Just pay. I'll just pay. I don't know, but
Oh man.
there's also the thing in the U.S. right where it's like you could reserve the right to refuse service to anybody kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then this was a couple years ago, but there was a guy who just straight up said like I think he said like no Chinese, straight up like had a sign like no Chinese, specifically Chinese.
Yeah.
And then
That was it.
I've seen people like around the world right now like not allowing Israelis because of the whole Gaza situation.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that, which I think is a kind of it's interesting to do, but it's also difficult to do because like you for lack of a better way to put it, if you just happen to be Israeli, you're catching a stray because a lot of times if you're Israeli and you're outside of Israel, you're dodging the draft.
Damn. Yeah, maybe. I don't know enough about what's going on over there. Aside from that, they probably found Gilgamesh's resurrection chamber. But other than that,
See,
uh,
that's what you'd be interested in.
yeah, exactly. But I don't know. You know, there's a weird thing going on where it's like, we reserve the right to refuse services stuff, and then the clapback will be like, well, but you're not able to dodge the consequences of that. So people will, leave you bad reviews or feel discriminated against or something, and there'll be some kind of retaliation basically.
Well, yeah, because you've seen the signs around here where like it says right no like no non-Japanese where they're just being like we don't speak English,
Mhm.
please don't come in here speaking English because we won't, because you know what happens when you speak English at certain Japanese people, they like just freeze like a
Man,
deer in
they'll
headlights.
freeze even if you speak Japanese to them. Those people, those specific kinds of people. But
And so
and if you're a foreigner, I mean.
yeah, if you're a foreigner, so it's one of those things where it's like yeah there's a problem here but you most certainly aren't solving it.
Man, the other part is one time me and the boys, all the boys that you know,
Oh
we
lord.
we were like walking around. I want to say Shibuya, and we are just like we were looking for bars, and we went to a bar. I forget why we went into it, but it just looked interesting. And we we opened the door. We opened the door, and it's just like five pretty boys, like a mostly empty room, and like in the corner was like a lady surrounded by like three of them. And I guess it must have been one of those like host. I don't know which one.
If it's pretty boys it's hosts.
Hosts. It was just like one of those host bars, and we were like, bro, we don't care. We just want to drink. Like, let us in. And he was like, sorry, we don't have any room. And like the place was like fucking empty, and we were like, "What? You have no room?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, nah, nah, yeah, nah, nah, yeah, nah." We're like, "Damn, all right." I mean, it felt bad, but legitimately, we probably didn't know what kind of establishment it was. It wasn't until after the fact I was like, "Oh, that was probably one of them places." But yeah, I mean, like in that sense, like the inter like how do I put this? There's like so many rules that you have to follow, and they also are trying to protect their staff. But then at the same time, it's like, damn, you're doing a job where your staff needs this much protection from people. And then I guess basically even a Japanese person might is liable to break some of the rules there because of what it is.
Well,
Explain what a
if you
host place is.
before I explain a host place is, I have to say though, if you get into protecting staff, customer harassment or customers harassing the staff is a thing here.
Right.
So there's that. All right, so cultural moment here. There are these things here called host clubs and hostess clubs. Host clubs are where girls go to be talked to by attractive men, and usually the opposite in a hostess club, right? Men go to talk to attractive women. The main thing is they're a huge money sink. Like the point to being a host or a hostess is to talk poor, unsuspecting, lonely people out of their money
I'm,
or convince them to buy expensive things for you.
I'm just wondering if they really are unsuspecting. I feel like I know when I'm lonely, but maybe they don't. I don't know.
I mean, the lonely part is not the unsuspecting part. It's the amount of money you're going to spend.
I see. Yeah.
Cause right, cause it's like drugs. A lot of host clubs first hits free. You go and hang out there for free your first time,
I see. And they just like love bomb you or whatever.
pretty
Ugh.
much.
Ugh. Have you been to one of them?
No, my friend used to go to them a lot, but she would only go there for okay. She would go to different host clubs every time because she would only go for the free or low price.
Smart, smart. So she was just not getting attached because I think the way they would get you is by you attaching to one of the hosts, right?
Yeah, you got to get attached. That's how they get you.
Hmm. I feel like women have an advantage on that.
I don't know.
Feel like dudes get
They
attached.
had an issue here where women were going into prostitution to be able to pay their bills for the host clubs.
I don't know if that's an issue. I don't think that's an issue. I think that's like that was the design of it, right? That was
You might be right.
like that was the whole thing. There's something there. I don't quite know what it is. Like something deeper there. Like something related to like perhaps a woman who would both do because it was like prostitution, but it was also like the adult videos, I guess, and then there was also like there's a connection there. Like I don't think like the way it's being presented is like one generates the other, but it's almost like it's on some MK Ultra shit basically. Like there's like some kind of like brainwashing involved. There's some kind of trauma response being created or that was already there or something. I'm not quite sure. It might even be connected to the damn. I forget. I always forget what this is called. The landmine girls. I forget what they're called. Like they dress hella pretty, but then they can snap at any moment, like Latinas. Oh man, I forget what it's called.
I don't know what they're called, but I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like they dress like super pretty, and they spend a lot of time doing like being all presentable and stuff and being sweet, and they'll just like they're liable to snap at you at any moment and just blow up on you, maybe stab you or something. That's also on some MK Ultra shit where you just got like a split personality. But there's something there. I don't know. It's a lot of like the cool stuff in Japan. It it's like tell me what you think about this. It's very much related to kind of numbing or escapism to some extent. Like a lot of people come in here like, oh man, I could like be like a Mario Kart racer, and oh I could just yeah I could go to host club, hostess club, or oh I could. But it's like a lot of it is just like I'm not want to say it's cope, but it's like a maybe it is cope, but not cope as in a denial, like literally cope as in like an escape. I'm not sure. What do you think?
No, there's a lot of escapism here because, like, you go to the host club or the hostess club to like hang out with someone who really, can't deny you their
Damn.
companionship, but you know what the rules are.
Right.
And like you said, you come over here and there's people who want to do like the Mario Kart thing or go to like these fantastical the food's never good, but these fantastical restaurants.
What do you mean? Explain yourself. Now you're like the British guy. What do you mean the food's never good?
No, the character restaurants.
Oh, okay, yeah,
Like, there's good food in Japan. That's not what I'm saying. But,
yeah,
like,
yeah,
you've been to a character restaurant or a themed restaurant, and, like, the point is the pictures.
yeah. It's horrible. It's and my dumb ass like the first few years would always be like, all right, I guess I'll get the burger. I'm like trying to get like real food. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll get like the most protein dense, and then it's just like fucking cardboard. I'm like, okay, that was a waste.
Yeah, I can't believe you went to a character spot and ordered a burger. That's wild.
Some of them,
I,
there was like one of them that actually did not do so badly, but I think it was because it was mainly a restaurant that just happened to have a character collab or something like that.
yeah, if it's a real restaurant, then that's different.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff out here. Like even the whole like idol culture, Oshi culture, like a lot of it is a kind of escapism. I don't know. It's but I mean, I don't know. This it sounds like we're kind of I feel like I'm kind of picking on them because I mean, in the US like the escapism amounts to saving money to go on a vacation that's going to be like so, but at least you get to take pictures for Instagram slash watching Netflix, I guess, and like ordering. I'm assuming you guys are over Uber Eats, maybe DoorDash or some other company, some other sponsored
I
company, and
mean, yeah, every cult every culture, every country has its own version of escapism. Like, we're not here
yes,
to, like, just talk shit about Japan or talk shit about the US, although I can always talk shit about the US.
yeah, and I would say the culture, the escapism out here. What's novel about it is like the how elaborate it could be, and like the kind of experiences that you're promised. It's very much like it's. I guess we can take it all the way back to like the geisha or something, you know. Like the geisha comes
Yeah.
in, she plays like games with you, she sings music to you and stuff, and like she puts you in like on a different world kind of thing, like takes you out of your element. Like as um the economy kind of rebalanced out here, like everyone has their own version of that or has access to that in some way. But there's also
No, that's true.
there's all kinds of it. There's like the even like going to like beer. I'm telling you, like the otaku culture in and of itself, not only anime otaku, but like beer otaku, train otaku, like the idol otaku. Otaku just kind of means like a maniac fan kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
the fact that you're allowed to indulge as much as you are allowed to indulge out here is like is only possible, I guess, through the whatever they got going on out here as far as society goes.
No, I think you're right. Because to be the type of fan, and I guess in America we'd probably say stan, that you encounter here, someone would really embarrass you for it. They would really be like, you're embarrassing or you're a child.
Ah,
And here you don't get that. You're allowed to have like your I like trains on the weekend, I go look at trains.
yeah,
And I don't
true.
I think for the most part that's not super unhealthy to be able to be an adult and still indulge in your hobby. But
I think it's more like to what end. You know what I mean?
yeah, that's why I was like kind of trailing off there, like
Well, cause like people go all
but there
out.
is the extremes of like the guy who went after that idol, and the only reason he found her was he was looking at her eyes in pictures really closely for reflections.
Yeah, I think my favorite, and by like it's funny because I think the go-to at this point would be like to turn it into something related to like the I don't know, almost like patriarchy when it comes to like these women idols or whatever. But it's like maybe that might be true, but a lot of women are like, especially out here. How do I put this? It's like when you're a kid in any country, you do that like play pretend thing with other kids where you might pretend like you're staff behind the counter or something like this, and like you're just repeating lines or like you're selling stuff, or you pretend you're a soldier or something like this. Like out here, like all of the kind of let's call it a fakeness, like the oh thank you for coming or like the way like it's very how do I put it? Man, how do I put this? There's a lot of scripted dialogue out here. You like being an NPC is like part of the job for most jobs out here. Like where you just have to go through the motions of verbally. Like I think in the U.S. and the West, there's still like a kind of like what I say kind of matters. So I'm not gonna apologize if I don't mean it because that would be a total waste, unless you force me to. But then at that point we're on some struggle session type stuff where like, and I guess that culture has returned thanks to being canceled. But otherwise out here it's like you say certain words, you act a certain way, and like now you've unlocked a certain experience, like a certain like dialogue tree. And because I think that's only possible because of a kind of consistency in the culture, the U.S. could never, because we're always at each other's throats, like wherever we're at. But
Well, I think it's one of those things where in the US, it's not just that we're always at each other's throats, it's that we value a certain level of individuality. Because,
sure,
like, you call it being an NPC, and in the US, it's like a major insult, whereas here, the person would probably be like, yeah, I'm at my job.
right, and as such, like a lot of like the people that I've seen, the women that I've seen that are into like the idol culture, as in they are idols themselves or they want like they're all about just going into the NPC mode. Like it's only too easy. It's almost like it's like a craft, you know. It's like they know exactly what to say, how to say it, what reactions to get. It's like acting basically. And but it's like not too hard. It doesn't seem like it's too hard. The consequences are hard and the work output is hard. But as far as like what do my fans want to hear? What do my fans not want to see? Like it's you just like have a list of parameters and then you're just like, okay, I can do this shit. Like I see it all the time. I think my favorite crash out ever. You probably don't know about this. There was a VTuber named Rushia, and she was like a succubus character, and she's kind of like yandere, which explain what yandere means.
Oh, man, why you throw that to me?
You're a woman of culture, so I'm assuming you know.
I am a woman of culture. No, yandere is just, like, kind of grumpy, but secretly is soft.
I think yandere is actually the one that will kill you.
Yeah, they might kill you, but they're secretly soft.
Really? My understanding of yandere was yeah, they're like sweet most of the time, but like to death. Like they will fuck you up. They will kill you. But oh yeah, so she that was kind of her character. And and then there was this big drama where like it was turned out like she was actually dating like another VTuber and possibly abusing that guy because the man was going insane and like there's a whole drama. Anyways, eventually she had like a private like Discord and like bro, the crash outs are amazing. I'm definitely gonna include it. Uh, it was like the guys like yelling like, "I gave you all this money, give me my money back, give me my love back." And it was funny too because at first he was like, no one noticed this except for me. I'm pretty sure. At first he's like, we gave you so much love, we gave you so much whatever," and like she's just like silently taking it because she's a pro. But then as soon as he's like, "Give me my money back," she's like, "Hold on there, hold up." Hold on, like she suddenly like gets into like back into like sweet girl voice mode, or whatever. But anyways, obviously the expectations were too much upon her or whatever. But yeah, it's well known. Like everybody who is going to be an idol knows that's where it's going to go, I guess. And again, this is just more commenting on the sacrifices that are involved in being able and having to provide the kind of escapism that the culture demands.
Oh, you know what? You're right about yandere. I probably got it mixed up with something else.
Yeah, it's like straight up like murder lady, pretty sure.
I know. Tsundere is what I got it mixed up with.
Oh yeah, tsundere. Yeah, but yeah.
It's
So there's
it's too many
always
terms.
true. Yeah, there's a lot of sacrifice that's required for people to get their little escapism going. Is what I'm saying. But at the same time, it's not an unknown sacrifice. Like people know the price you got to pay, and it does
I
go
mean, as
both
long as you
ways.
walk into it knowing the price you're gonna pay, then it's not. I say it's not really too much of a problem.
Man, what
But
I don't know. Like the host, let me see, hostess thing. I couldn't do it,
they
bro.
don't often know what they don't often know what they're going into.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. One time, I went to some random maid cafe, but I think it was not a chain. So maybe it was a chain actually, but it wasn't a big chain. Anyways, point is, I went there with a lady, and she was a cosplayer, and she was just basically hitting on the maids the entire time. and I was just there like yeah, she was into women too, so she was like hitting on the maids the entire time, and I'm just like probably ordering some kind of burger or something. But in the corner of there was nobody else except for me and her and a dude in the corner. There was a dude in the corner on his 3DS, and this was like, I want to say like 2018, 2017. I don't know if three. I'm pretty sure this was way past the 3DS Prime. Uh, he's on his 3DS and he's like hunched over, and he's just like playing his game, and the maids are like ignoring him like outright. Like, uh, I don't think they're. I think they're just scared of him. To be honest, he had like a. If it was like if this was an anime, it's like that one goal like aura around him. But and then my friend was she didn't care. She was like showing her own cosplay pictures like, "Oh, look at me. I'm a girl too. I like anime too." Cuz a lot of these maids actually are about that life. They're actually about that otaku life for sure. So she's having the time of her life flirting with the maids. I'm just kind of monitoring the dude in the corner, and I kept wondering like, what is that dude like? What is he doing right now? Because it's not free, to be where he's at, and he's just kind of gaming. And even if money were no issue, it's almost like it's like some self-flagellation or something. It's like a torture. It's like a cock and ball torture or something. Some CBT. Like I don't know what he's doing. Like maybe this is what he's into? Like did he pay? Like he's like, hey, I got a special request. Hold up, hear me out. I just want you guys to ignore me the entire time. And they're like, okay. I don't think that's what it was though. I think like they were literally just like, I'm not gonna talk to him. You talk to him. Like I'm not gonna talk to him. You talk to him. It was like that. I don't know. What do you think about
Oh
that?
wow, that's interesting. But probably, I guess, like, and then it also depends on like if he's a regular and they're like, oh, I don't want to deal with him.
I would imagine you're a man. I had the vibes that he was a regular. I did know I did have the opposite version, which was there was a what's that name? Steins Gate. There was a Maid Cafe, and they had like a Steins Gate event, and this was like when I was like still a student, and this was in Kyoto, and everybody was chill. Like the maids were cosplaying as characters. Everything was it was a really good experience for like I think that might have even been my first time going to a Maid Cafe. But there was some dude in the corner wearing uh like the full lab coat. I thought he worked there. Like I thought he was like the manager or something. I thought because he was also kind of cosplaying right with his lab coat. I don't know. Have you watched Steins Gate?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was just being like whatever that dude's name is, Hoin Kyoma or whatever. And so I was like, he's probably just like he's like the manager and he's like managing these ladies and he's like cosplaying as a character as well. And then everybody was nice. It was great. So we decided to go back a few days later. So we went back, and the dude was there too. Uh, but when I checked the menu, I could read. My Japanese somehow improved miraculously in a few days, and I was able to understand that like the lab coat was actually like a perk. So he was a customer. It was just like a customer that had just like sunk hella money, and so he was wearing the lab coat. But you don't understand, like his aura was like his aura was so high. He was just like, I thought he owned the damn place, bro. I thought he was the manager of the entire establishment, and
That's because that lab coat gave him the aura.
it did. I was like, this guy belongs here. Anyways, that guy was the complete opposite of the guy hunched over his 3DS, also in a corner. Man. Anyways, those two people, I guess they're both kind of escaping in their own way, but they took it different directions. There's a different there's the qualia is different.
Yeah.
Man. Okay. So you mentioned your New Year's resolution is improve your Japanese.
Yep.
What's your strat?
I'm doing textbook study for the most part, but I'm also using apps, of course, to try to help me out here.
What's you using?
Using Migaku, which I'm sure you've probably seen at least one ad for.
Yeah, actually, now you mention it, yeah, it's on ad.
It's a nice little app, but oh my god, there's so many ads.
Uh-huh.
and,
What is it?
and then
Like
I'm using
what kind of app is it?
so it's kind of like Anki, so it's an SRS, but
Mm.
what I like that it does is it interfaces with like Netflix or I think Disney Plus as well to create the flashcards for you.
Hmm. Mhm.
So like, and I'm pretty sure someone who's listening, if they're studying, they're like, you can do that with Anki and Yomitan and something for free, but I'm lazy.
Is it like show only shows that they approve, or is it like an add-on to your browser that'll just like work?
It's a Chrome add-on.
Hmm. Okay.
So as long as it interfaces with the website, you could use anything that's on the website.
I'm pretty sure someone made that on 4chan like 10 years ago. I remember seeing something like that. Like it picks up the
Of course,
subtitle
this is
files. Yeah.
yeah. Of course, it's not.
I mean,
It's not as special as they make out to be.
it's better than
But
setting it up yourself, for sure.
yeah, there's the lazy aspect of it. I'll
Yes.
be real. And then the other app I'm using is called Boon Pro, which is just it is an SRS as well, but it's dedicated to grammar.
Hmm.
So all the grammar's already set up there, and you just click into like I want to study this grammar.
Interesting.
And so it follows my textbook, which is nice.
Hmm. So you have a physical textbook.
You have a physical textbook.
I see.
Uh, it's called Quartet. It's the sequel to Genki.
What? They made a sequel. Interesting.
Well, because Genki doesn't do intermediate.
Right. Right.
Bro, if I was still in Genki, we'd have to have a talk about how shit house my Japanese is for how long I've been here.
Ah. Uh, yeah. I don't know. I was thinking first off, yeah, there's as you know, there's like 10,000 like kanji decks out there in the world.
Yeah.
I found that use like this was it space repetition?
Yeah, SRS.
What does it stand for? Space repetition. What's it?
Repetitions. Should be just software.
Okay. So, but I found an app on Android because I switched back to Android that I think it's just called Kanji Dojo or something like really generic like that. But like it was done. It was like kanji is a complete set. All the kanji you're ever gonna learn or need are just here in this one app. And then now you are free to make your own like kind of custom kanji decks based off of like the kanji that you're studying, and it's divided by JLPT lists or the by grade lists, and you could also do it with where you have to write in the kanji, or you can actually, or you have to. Anyways, it just seemed like a complete solution. Like I know because Anki can be used for anything. Like I was using it like to learn countries for a while, but as far as like Japanese goes, like I think that kanji dojo, and of course it's like no ads. I don't know where I saw it to be honest. I was messing around with like the open source app stores, so it might have been somewhere over there. Um, I'll link it, I guess. But the other thing I realized I have is those like what's it called? Man, where did I leave it? There's like some legendary books, like a dictionary of Japanese grammar, and there's three of
Oh
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
those are intense, and they're really, to be fair, like they're really all you need. Is like something like a dictionary of Japanese grammar because it goes basic, intermediate, and advanced. I think.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I when I first came to Japan, I was trained, I was programmed to invest in myself. I don't know, I'm not sure how well this has worked. Well, I do know, not very well, but I immediately bought those three books basically, and I just use them as dictionaries. But I realized like if you really wanted to, you could just like go through them. Like if had I just gone through them this entire time, or like God forbid reference them while trying to read something, like I think that would have really worked. So I'm gonna crack open those books a lot more this year myself. And then the last thing is like the AIs, man. Like I just have the AIs like write me like quizzes and stuff. I don't know. Those are my three things I
oh
think.
man, I made the mistake. Made the mistake. I'm gonna say made the mistake of letting Gemini make me a reading comprehension quiz, and
What?
like, oh no, it did well. That's the scary part.
Uh-huh.
It gave me a real quiz with like real answers and explanations. I was like, it's too powerful.
Oh yeah, for
I don't
sure.
like it.
I've been messing with AI for a long time. Like maybe since well, in times a long time, like maybe since like 2002, 2000 sorry, 2022. And it was pretty crappy back then, 2021, 2022. But it wasn't until early last year that I like hooked like 11 Labs, which is like a text to speech software. had a connection to Gemini, I want to say 2.1 fast or something like that, for free. And so I just designed like a Japanese teacher in Gemini, but it was using 11 Labs like supernatural speech. Like it's really, really natural. And then you can call into it. In fact, I had you test it actually.
Yeah, and it scared me. I think I
Yeah,
lasted like 20 seconds.
it scared. It's that was the first time I'm like, yo, because like this is just an AI, and I know like ChatGPT has like all like those seductive voices, the male seductive voices, and Grok has all those seductive female voices. Like, nah, this was just some Japanese lady that I was talking to, and it was super scary. Like I'm like saying stuff, and she's just like, I was like, Nihongo wa muzakashi, and then I was like, Japanese is hard, and then she's like, oh, muzakashi yo ne, ah, so desu ne, sore wa taihen. I was like, ugh, ugh, like I still get like creeped out thinking about it, because she had like all the intonation, she had like all the, it just sounded like I was just talking to some obasan. It was creepy, and that was like early last year, so I'm sure it's better now, which is again creepy.
Don't tell me it's better. That's worse.
It should be better. I'm not sure. I haven't tried it to be honest. I just switched over to I switched back, I should say, to generating anime girls, so we're good. But yeah, okay. I'm not sure what my New Year's resolution is. I do know that I'm locking in a little more on the Japanese. I guess my New Year's resolution is probably to post more often, including this little thing we got going.
That makes sense. Because really, what are you if you're not generating content?
Yeah, you just don't even exist. What are you? What are you gonna do? Just like go into the woods and just like experience life itself when you could just be performing in front of an audience that is impersonal but feels like they own you. Yeah, let's go with that. Let's do that one. Okay. But okay, everybody. Thank you for listening. Kept it. I mean, I want to say it was a nice and succinct episode, but in reality, I mean, it's almost been an hour of yapping, so
An hour is what we aim for.
it felt short. It felt short to me. Hopefully, it feels short to our listeners. Thank you so much for listening, and everybody have a good week.